Hello, everyone. This is Deb Joyce Meek with Delight of My Art. Thank you for joining me for mystery stamping every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm so sorry for being late. I was having some technical difficulties. You'll notice we don't have our printed form. My computer was not connecting to the internet. So we do have instructions and dimensions, and all of that is listed in the video description for you here on YouTube, Facebook, and I think I'm even streaming on Twitch right now. So if you're watching from there, say hello. But we have measurements. So I'll be telling you the measurements, and I made a quick little note on what everything is measuring, but you can find that in our Facebook group called Stamp with Delight, where you can also share your versions of this project. And I do email that out to you also every Monday evening, usually. So you have that in advance. So let's go ahead and get down to the desktop, which is looking a little bare right now, but I have some measurements for you. Okay, so we're going to start with a card base that is, yes, 4 1/8 by 5.5 tall. That's just 1/8 inch shy than a normal card size. And so there is a purpose for this being just a little bit smaller. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to take my trimmer. We're going to do some scoring on here. And I want to score on the left-hand side here. However, it's a little bit easier to put it over here because it's at 1 inch. So I'm just going to pretend it doesn't matter which side because they're both the same sides. But we're going to score at 1 inch on that short side there. So get my scoring tool. It's the lighter gray one if you're using the Stampin' Up trimmer. And then I'm going to go back just a little bit to 7/8 of an inch. So 2 little lines less. And just do those. So we're going to turn that back around so that little scoring mark is on the left-hand side. But that is what we want our card base to look like. Hello, everybody. Sorry I was late. But I promise this one will be worth it. It's super cool. All right, so here is our card base. We're going to take out our second piece, which is same as base. This one is 6.5 by 4.5. And we're going to turn this one into a tiny card. So since it's 6.5, we are going to score it at 3 1/4 right in the middle to make a tiny little book fold or a tiny card. So I'm going to put my trimmer off to the side for a second so we can burnish our fold with your trusty bone folder tool. We love using a bone folder for pressing those folds so that you don't have your paper kind of popping open. Sometimes that can happen. So pressing that fold really helps it to lay flat. So we have this tiny little card here. And I hope that you guys are super curious because this one's super cool. All right, so I'm going to take my next piece, which is a neutral piece, 4 inches wide by 7/8 tall. When I was creating this for my other samples, I was using a strip that was longer because we're going to be scoring this a bunch. So we're going to find out how difficult it is to score on the short side here, all the way down the length of it with a tinier piece. But I do want to score this every 1/8 of an inch, which is going to be a little bit tricky, but bear with me, it's going to be worth it. All right, so every 1/8 of an inch, I'm going to hold that still with my bar here. I'm going to hold that down with my fingers, and I'm going to score this, but I actually want to have little tiny gaps in my scoring strategically. So I'm going to have a full fold down this first one. We're going to keep on going. Now we're at 1/4 inch here. I'm going to put it back in there. And I'm going to score and kind of scoot it a little bit further, score, and then there's no measurements needed. We're just creating some lines on here. So we're going to put it further in. So now it's at 3/8 of an inch. We're going to score, pick it up, score, maybe here, I don't know. Let's do another full one. Who knows? We're just creating some fun texture. So again, we're going to put it in over here, 1/8 of an inch further down, score, 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 and one more. Let's see, this is at 3/4 of an inch on the right-hand side there. Holly is super curious. I know, right? I'm just gonna have one gap in that one. All right, so now we have this interesting pattern here, just kind of some lines, but they kind of have some breaks in them to add a little bit of visual interest. So now I think that I'm not quite done with the trimmer, but we're gonna only need it for a little bit later. Okay, so now we want to grab our corner rounder. If you have a corner rounder, and it doesn't really matter which um, size. I know that they have different sizes for the different roundingness. So mine might look rounder or less round than yours. It doesn't really matter as long as you use the same one for the whole thing. On your base that you did that line here, we're going to corner round on that side that we did the scoring here on the top and the bottom right here. So corner round those two edges like that. And like that. Hi, Anne. And Tina's in the comments in our YouTube. So if you have any questions, let her go ahead and type them in there and then she'll be able to help you. Now on this one, we want to corner round two of the corners on one of the sides. The other side's going to be flat. So this is going to be kind of short. It's almost going to look round when we're done because my rounder is roundish. So there is that one right there. So I think we are done with the rounder. So now we have this fun piece. This piece is going to go on our main base here. And we want to have this to be a guide to be able to line our neutral piece up better. So I'm going to put this kind of at the top and just kind of hold that there so that it kind of holds this in place because we want to butt this up against there. And maybe you can see what I'm making now. Is this not the cutest thing you've ever seen? So this is going to go just kind of butting up against that, that little booklet thing right there. And I'm going to grab my liquid glue and add some glue to this. Holly sees. Oh, Tina sees too. All right, so the right side of this paper is gonna, I mean, the edge of the pages here will line up with the edge of the base. And then when we glue this piece on, this seam, which is opening right here, is actually going to go on our second seam, the one that's 1 inch. So when it goes on here up against that little paper edge down there, this edge will hang off just slightly. And that makes it exactly 4¼ wide by 5½ inches tall to be the perfect shape for our regular envelopes. Haha, see? Okay, so this is not my idea. I was looking on YouTube and I saw Sylvie's stamping studio. She's in, I think, Germany, and the entire video was in German, dubbed with English. And since they have different card sizes, I did have to convert all of the sizes from centimeters over to inches. So this is going to be the American version of her amazing card. I just thought it was so incredibly clever. We simply had to do it. So on the back side here, you want to stay away from that open edge there because it overhangs over here. So just kind of leave yourself a nice little gap, but the rest of it can be pretty well covered. And I'm going to cover it pretty good just because this is a moving element. And you can line that up on that, again, that second score line, the one on the right. It should line up pretty good right against that paper and then line up against the top there. So here is the base of our book. Look at that. No dies needed, just a corner rounder and some simple scoring. You could decorate this any way you want. So this is such a fun, cute idea. I was giddy making this. So here's going to be our internal pages, whatever you can use a decorative. I said you could use a neutral or a foil because some book edges have foil edges, but the inside pages, you know, are a plain neutral. So you could really have fun with this and have the book edge be any color that you want, including foil. And then we have inside pages right here to put on the inside. And I like to put it on both to make it look like a little book. And if you do your stamping on the left-hand side, you'll have plenty of room to write in. If you like to write a book, basically, when you're sending a card, this is a great one for you. Or you can just decorate one whole side, decorate the page, and then it's a decorated, decorated book. So I'm gonna leave this one blank just for this one, but Tina says, I'm giddy too. I know this one was so stinking cute and fast and easy. I mean, what? I hope you guys make tons of these. This one was just so cute. I was gonna save it for some, I don't know, for something, and then I was like, I have to share this right away. Sometimes I get an idea and it's so cute, and then I try to put together a class or something, and then I end up not being able to share it because I thought too much. So we have to be able to just share right away. So I couldn't wait. All right, so here is our book. It's got the little pages on the inside, and to decorate it, I thought, well, let's use some gold foil. So we have some strips of gold foil here, and I said to have 1/8 inch by 3 inches or so. The reason to have them be 3 inches is because you can decorate. I think these are a little longer than 3 inches. You can decorate the top of your pages on the inside. I just thought that was a cute idea. In fact, this is too long, so I gotta trim it just a smidge. It should be 3 inches, right? Yeah, this is too long, so I'll just trim that off just a hair. Right there. And right there. So we're going to decorate the inside of our pages. Some books have like the page numbers up there and then like the chapter number or whatever. So there's a little bar up there anyway. I just thought this was a cute little accent. And then the other pieces, I said to have 4 of those, I think. You're going to cut them to be 7/8 of an inch long, and we're going to decorate the spine a little bit. So we're going to have 2 bars up here and 2 bars down here to decorate the spine. I thought that would be the easiest way to do that. You can always do some decorative vine. I think when Sylvie was doing hers, she had some really neat flourishes and stuff along the spine. So really you can get very creative with this one. I just thought this one would be very universal. Anybody can create this simple pattern and then get fancy from there. So here is my simplified version of that. So here is, we need one more. So 7/8. All right, so we have all these little pieces. Tina says, so sweet. I know, right? All right, and I said to have either 1-inch squares in gold, and you can cut those diagonally and do corners, or you can have decorative corner dies. The dies that I was using has these really, really pretty ornate corners. This is the Beautifully Celebrated dies. I was looking on our website, and we also have a delicate frames dies, which I don't have, but it also has some decorative corners and some decorative like inside, very, very, very detailed pieces. I think the 2 smaller frame pieces in there would work really well on the front of the book, like this and like this. And then also we have the Joyful Squares dies have a really nice corner, like for photo corners, and I think those would look great on the book too. So if you have any of those or whatever you have in your stash, I think all of those will work. Hi, Christina. I've got to stop what I'm doing right now and do this. I know, right? That's exactly how I felt when I was watching the video. I was like, ugh, gasp, clear the desk, clear all this stuff out of the way. I must make this right now. So actually, I don't want to glue this down quite yet because I'm going to add my decorative corners. Aren't those so pretty? Look at those. And this die set, I mean, those frames, I had to have it for those, and I wasn't even thinking of those. So this is a really cute corner that I wasn't sure I would be using, but man, I found the greatest use for it, right? Okay, I'm gonna line that up with where my corner is. Not that that matters, but that's gonna be my guide to where I want to put that one. And we just get to decorate the front now. Of course, you can put DSP on the front of this book, and one of my samples does have some DSP. I wanted to see if I could work that in, but really you could make the book front just corners. I mean, it's going to look cute with minimal effort. It's going to be stunning. So let's go ahead and put this one on too. It's going to be another one. I'm going to put this one down a little bit further than where I measured the other one, just because this is kind of a Pablo Picasso look at the front of a book, because you see the spine, you see the front edge, and you see the front of the book. And so it's a little bit, it's a little bit wonky that way, but of course, it's artsy, and we are artsy making these fun cards, right? So it is fine. All right, so that one you can see it's a little bit lower than the edge there, but I feel like it makes it look a little bit better. I did on my sample have it be the same distance up, and it just looked like they were up just a little bit too far. All right, I'm gonna put all my corners on. I'm gonna put them on all four corners, and I think this would look good. Let's just do the two right edges too. First, so you can see how that would look. So you can even save on your gold foil if you're running low or whatever. You can just do this. Isn't that so cool? It just looks so phenomenal. Oh, so cute. All right. Oh, I have one little piece that didn't pop out. Our book must look fabulous. If you're not already on my email list, make sure that you join. There's a form at email.orderwithdeb.com. It's just a form online, so that's not a web address or an email address. It's a web address. It is a web address. All right, so there's what it looks like with just those corners. Actually, I might just leave it like that, because on my other samples, I had it on all four. Oops, I got gluey fingers now. Looks really extra special with all four, and it still looks stunning with just the two. I have die cut a B for the front of this one. I don't know if that's going to look good or not. I didn't make this card yet, so I have a little circle there if I wanted to. That's cute. B for birthday or happy birthday, or my sister, whose name is Becky, for her birthday. I think this is so cute. So let's do that. I'm going to take, this is the two-tone paper, by the way. I just felt like it needed a little bit of pop for the front there. And since there's a white core on this paper, I think I might take my sponge dauber, which already has some of this color on it, and without even inking, I'm just going to kind of hit the edge just so that we don't have that white showing. So adorbs. We got hearts. Thank you so much. Linda says she loves how I get excited. I do. I did get excited about this one. It was so cute. All right. Okay, so there we go. See, and that kind of just melts into the background of the front too. You can put this on dimensionals. I'm gonna put it flat just because it's kind of like looks like a book. Actually, maybe we should put it up on dimensionals. This one can be on dimensionals. All my other ones were flat. We're just gonna play around with a bunch of different looks, right? Why not? So this, I'm gonna center that on the book flap, the front of the book there. And then, yeah, let's put that on dimensionals, see what that looks like. I can pull out my dimensionals. There we go. Okay. Well, now that I know what this card is going to be for, I wish I had done a little bit more decorating on the inside before I glued those panels in, but no worries. I can always decorate something else and then glue it back over the top. But we can still do our decorative strips in there. Okay, here is our B. And you can add flowers on the front, anything you want. Look how cute that is. Here, let's put these, and you could put, we could even put little corners on the inside if you're like, oh, this is the decorative side or something. Ooh, I have the stickiest fingers right now. Okay, we're just gonna put our little strips on here. This is thanks to Sylvie. So she had this idea. I think she saw other people had dies for books, and she's like, I can make that. And so, yes, it was all dubbed over English over German, I think. Um, but man, was I inspired. I got so excited. But this is new dimensions because hers was all, their card bases are skinnier and taller than ours. And so it wasn't even a centimeter to inches conversion when it's a completely new measurement according to the size of our card base and the size of our envelopes and the finished product size. So I'm thankful to be able to sort this out for everybody and get us some inches because this project deserves to be worldwide, right? So if you're interested in the centimeter version of this, go watch Sylvie's Stempelbunje, I think is how you say Stampin' Studio for her. So we can even put gems on the front here, a ribbon. I didn't do any of that. It's just so stunning just like that, right? Okay, so there is our card number one. I want you to vote on your favorite cards for the different versions here. Here is card number two. Isn't that cute? So this one I did the those two edges evenly spaced on according to the front here, and I feel like this one just needs to move down just a hair, right? This one has basic beige as the neutral on the inside and on the edges here. And then I also did this one, and this one has DSP on it. So it's just a 3 inch, it's the same as the inside pieces, 3 inch by 4 1/4 on the front. And this is, you can see the just corners, just 1 inch square, and then you cut it at a diagonal. And look at this cute little paper clip I found on there. And then there's some gold edge. So you can really see the scoring lines on that one too. And so this one has the pop-up because it's using the pop-up petals, which we're using for our card club for next month. So if you would like to sign up for that, you can go to club.orderwithdeb.com. So there's a sneak peek on all of that stuff. Isn't that so much fun? So I love these corners, but the just a triangle corner works just as well. This is 1 inch. You could play around with different sizes. 3/4 of an inch looked like it was going to look good as well. So there is my samples. We've got some votes coming in. We have uh, number two and number two. It could be a Bible on with a cross on the front. That's right, Lisa. What a great idea. And we got Vesta voting for number 2 and 3. I rounded the green card. Not sure what you mean. I rounded the green card. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We did forget to do the round part. So I have a 3/4 inch punch here. You are correct. So you can do this later, but if you want to put, I forgot this part, a pencil line in the middle of your little page there, and you can just kind of enter the punch in so that that little mark is centered. And it looks so cute, right? Okay, that's how to do that. So sorry, I forgot that part. Thank you. And we got to vote for number 3, number 2, number 2, number 3 loves a pop-up inside. 2, then 3, then 1. Thank you so much. And we got vote for 3, number 2, the bookmark. I know that the bookmark is so cute. I got these on Amazon, these little heart clips. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll bring my face back in here. Thank you again, and have a happy Valentine's Day this weekend coming up on Saturday. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I hope that it's warming up for you. It's warming up for us. I think our snow was melting so much yesterday. We had kind of a river on the road. It was 40. What a heat wave. So thank you again, and have a wonderful day. All right, bye guys.